If you are one of the more than 65,000 drivers each day that traverses the Beechmont and 5 Mile area, you may have noticed over the last year or so that there are some changes in store. I'm going to take a few minutes today to walk you through what those have been and what's going to be the future of Anderson Township in this area. Hi, my name is Steve Sievers with Anderson Township, and I'd like to take a minute to walk you through the changes that are in store right here in the heart of our community at Beechmont and 5 Mile Road, with the infusion of over $160 million of public and private investment. These changes will dramatically transform the center of our community for generations to come. To begin, let's focus on the center of the community near Beechmont and 5 Mile, where development began in 2015 and will continue well through 2017 into 2018 as well. We'll start at Mercy Health Anderson Hospital in the northern portion of this area and walk our way clockwise through these projects. Mercy Anderson's patient tower opened in September 2016. It completed a major expansion to the hospital facility, an infusion of over $70 million of development, and the provision of private rooms for all patients in the hospital. It also provided the opportunity to expand and modify some existing spaces within the building confines and modify the parking act along the site. Next, as we head to the right of this, you'll see Beechmont Road sidewalk projects and the Beechmont and Wolfangle Road improvements. The Wolfangle Road sidewalk project involves the construction of a sidewalk on the east side of Wolfangle Road from State Road south to Bowen Road. This project began in mid-summer 2016 and should be substantially complete by the end of this year. Near the intersection of Beechmont and Wolfangle, there are a series of public projects underway that are being spawned by the improvements to the Kroger store at the Anderson Town Center. These aspects involve modifications of Wolfangle Road, which entail a widening of the roadway and installation of a traffic signal at the intersection of Wolfangle and Bowen. There will be sidewalks on both the west and east side of Wolfangle Road from Bowen south to Beechmont, as well as a metro pull-off on the east side of the road just north of Valvoline. In addition, with this construction project, there will be a substantial retaining wall behind the new Kroger store, or the addition we should say, which will allow for the connection of Town Center Way to Wolfangle Road. Town Center Way will be cut off heading to Beechmont, which will be where the Kroger will be expanded. It will provide a seamless connection from 5 Mile Road over to Wolfangle Road in that area. Also with this project involves a right turn lane being constructed on Beechmont heading to formerly what was Town Center Way and what will be the new driveway for Kroger store. The Downtown Anderson project is one that will start in 2017 and will entail construction between Wolfangle Road and Asbury Road along Beechmont Avenue. The road will be slightly narrowed in pavement, which will allow for the addition of sidewalks on both sides of the roadway, along with streetscape furniture, new lighting, and new traffic signals in the area. It will also entail some modifications at the Wolfangle intersection to improve access coming from the new Nyer development and the Main Source Bank and McDonald's out to Beechmont Avenue in this area. Speaking of Main Source Bank, construction is underway for the new Main Source Bank branch, which will be at the former Buddy Rogers location, which is the southwest corner of Beechmont and Wolfangle Roads. Construction began on this project in early October 2016 and will continue through the winter with an opening next year. To the rear of the Main Source Bank is the new Al Nyer office development known as the Professional Center of Anderson. This is the former Eastern Hills School of Beauty Design site, which was combined with some other nearby parcels to allow for the creation of a nearly 40,000 square foot mixed-use office building which will be home to Cincinnati GI. They will open in November of 2016 and will entail again approximately 40,000 square feet of office in 2 stories that will be in the new building behind McDonald's. To the rear of this on Forest Road, we have expansion and changes going on at the new Henderson High School campus, with the renovations to the building that will begin later this school year, as well as additions for science wing and other extracurricular and athletic activities to the rear of the facility. This will allow for the reuse of some existing space in the building. All told, this entails approximately $20 to $25 million investment that was part of the 2014 bond levy approved by voters that will change the look and function of all 9 of the Forest Hills school buildings. In this general area, we also have several projects related to sidewalks. One is the sidewalk project at Beechmont and Forest Road. This entails sidewalk in front of the Anderson Hills United Methodist Church, both along the Forest and the 5 Mile frontage of the property. Much of this construction could begin as early as later this year and wrap up in 2017. Also heading west of 5 Mile the township hopes to complete the construction of sidewalk from the 5 Mile area west to Shangri-La Drive to connect with the existing sidewalk. This will fully allow for a sidewalk that will run from Shangri-La Drive along the south side of Beechmont to Forest Road and ultimately onto Asbury Road and Wolf Angle through the downtown Anderson project. Speaking of the Anderson Hills United Methodist Church, the church commenced on construction in the summer of 2016, and this work will continue through the fall and likely into the winter as well. This entails some additional space on the church, some parking areas, new entrance areas, and a welcome center on the facility. The center of construction in this area has basically been the Beechmont and 5 Mile intersection for the better part of 2016. Work began earlier in the year, back in March, and a substantial amount of the work will be completed in the 2016 year. It's likely that with winter close upon us, some of the work will be put off into the spring months, and the CFI likely will not be operational until that point in time. However, the construction of medians and other improvements, including traffic signals, sidewalks, and other aspects of this project will continue through the winter months, and traffic will begin to improve as additional travel lanes come online through the balance of 2016 and early 2017. Heading west of the Beechmont and 5 Mile area, we have the new Skyline Development that has been approved for the site just to the west of the existing building. Skyline will remain in operation while construction is occurring, and it is anticipated that construction will be completed on the new Skyline in the middle to latter part of 2017. This will occupy what formerly was located where the Concord Cleaners were, Mercy Family Medicine Practice, as well as other uses in that area, including Lake's Pet Design. If we shift back to the Beechmont and 5 Mile area, we have, again, significant construction occurring on the town center site itself. This is highlighted by the additional town center redevelopment, the Kroger expansion, and the shops of Anderson Town Center, as well as the Hemmer Group. But again, let's follow this in a clockwise manner around, and we'll start with the shops at the Anderson Town Center, which is at the corner of Beechmont Avenue and Wolf Angle Road. This was approved in 2015, and construction will begin on this project once the retaining wall is built at the back of Town Center Way to allow for the entire site to be graded. It is anticipated that construction will commence over the winter months 2016 into 17, and substantial completion of the project will occur by the end of 2017. This will entail approximately 18,000 square feet of new retail and restaurant type of uses that will be located on the corner around two plaza areas consistent with the downtown Anderson plan. One building will be approximately 6,000 square feet, with the other building being approximately 12,000 square feet, which is just slightly larger than the Izzy's First Watch building across the street. In conjunction with the shops of Anderson Town Center, which is being constructed by Kroger, as they own the property, is the Kroger Expansion XL. This will entail about a 50,000 square foot addition to the east side of the building, which is approximately half the current size or the current footprint of the facility. This will allow for additional expanded offerings within the Kroger store to occur. Construction will begin over the winter months and will be complete by middle to latter part of 2017, even into the fall or early winter months of 2017-2018. The Anderson Town Center redevelopment is well underway and has been for nearly a year. Most of the additional opportunities will come online here in the next month or two, including the Carmike Theater, Ovation by Carmike, the Crunch Fitness, Bar Louie will all be opening this year, and there'll be additional openings and offerings that will continue to come to the town center through the winter months. There's also site work occurring not only on the north side of the Anderson Town Center near the former Kmart, but also on the south side out in front of Moe's and Top This Donut. There are two new buildings that are being constructed in that area as well, which will continue the streetscape to the south out towards Forest Road. Those buildings will likely come online in the early part of 2017, probably by late spring. Finally, we have the Hemmer Group, which owns the Anderson Professional Center, and the work that they are doing to expand the center for TriHealth. They're actually constructing a one-story addition between the two existing buildings and a parking garage on the east side of the buildings. The parking garage will have nearly 180 spaces in 3 levels and will provide not only parking for the Hemmer Group and for their tenants during the daytime hours, but also the restaurant and entertainment options at the town center site during evening and weekend hours. Finally, in 2017, the township hopes to commence construction on Town Center Way, that being the balance of the roadway from the Kroger building out to 5 Mile Road. This is a project that will help to improve what was formerly a service drive or an access drive into a full-blown township roadway that will improve safety for the traveling public. It will also entail accommodations for transit users and for pedestrians through the creation of a new sidewalk along the roadway. Taking a step back from the center of the activity and looking across the township, we see that development is not only concentrated at the core of our community, but is being experienced township-wide. Of course, this is being highlighted by the Forest Hills School District's improvements and investment in 9 of their school facilities, which was in large part financed by the passage of a 2014 bond levy. This brought about changes at each of those sites, which began with elementary school construction during the last school year. Some of those sites have been completed, but the balance of those sites at the elementary level will be completed by the beginning of the 2017-18 school year next fall. The same is true with the Nagel Middle School improvements, of which most are substantially completed, with access and other safety improvements being made at the school during the last year. Improvements at the high school sites have begun recently and will continue not only through 2017 but likely well into 2018. It is projected that the improvements and investments at the high school will be wrapped up by the 2018-19 school year. In addition to the 9 sites, the school district also has relocated their administrative offices and will be moving into their new facility at the old Coldwell Banker building here in the fall of 2017. This is being done outside of the bond levy funds with other school district funding, but will allow for improvements and enhancements at the transportation center near the Anderson High School campus. As we look at this slide, we also see that there are other changes across the community, which are highlighted by residential investment in new subdivisions in our community. It had been some time before we had seen residential construction due to the housing situation in 2008 and 2009. In fact, until the Forest Trail subdivision, or the Foxbrook subdivision, was proposed at the corner of Bruns and Clough, it had been nearly 8 years since the last subdivision had been approved. The Foxbrook subdivision was approved in 2014, and construction began in 2015, and most of the lots are now developed. Its sister subdivision, the Hunters Run subdivision, is now nearly fully developed, and that comes off of Stoneleigh near the Clough and Bruns area as well. However, in the last year, we've seen other residential subdivisions begin to come online. That includes Nordyke Estates, a subdivision of 5 lots near Nordyke Road in Nottingwood. It also includes developments in the Coldstream area, that being the Woods of Forest Hills, which is a 48-lot subdivision off of Hopper Road, and also Park Place, which is a 32-lot development off of Ayers Road. Shifting around to the other residential development, we have the estates of Chestnut Ridge, which is a 12-lot subdivision off of Eversole Road. Constructions began on the estates of Chestnut Ridge subdivision, as well as the Nordyke Estates subdivision. The other developments will come online likely in 2017. Finally, we have a proposed subdivision at Woodruff Crossing, which was approved in 2015 as well, for just over 30 lots located on Woodruff Road on the south side near 275, and this is on Woodruff near Ackley. Other developments across our community include improvements at the Pinnacle Plaza Shopping Center for the new Fresh Time, which opened up at the end of August of this year. We also have the new Wendy's, which opened up in October over on the eastern side of our community as well. So there's a balance of public, private, residential, and commercial investment that is occurring across Anderson Township. Some have commented that it appears that all of Anderson Township is under construction, and to some degree there may be some truth to this. Although Anderson Township is not directly managing any of these projects, we are working closely with all parties involved to help minimize the impact on our residents' and businesses' lives. However, to stay more involved and to learn more about these projects, we encourage you to visit our website at andersontownship.org or our Facebook page at Anderson Township, Ohio. These have frequent updates that help you get around the construction in our community. They also have links to various information pieces, such as the CFI intersection project and other private and public developments in our community. We appreciate your interest and thank you for watching, and hope that you'll have a little more patience as we break a few eggs to make our cake, which will be the future of Anderson Township.